The Grizzlies fired Taylor Jenkins for some reason. Out of nowhere. I don't know. It really shocked me. And I think it was like March Madness going on at the time, a lot of stuff going on. So probably didn't get as much media coverage as it is. It's a really big deal. Where do the Grizzlies go from here after firing Taylor Jenkins with 9 games left into the playoffs?
Where can they go?
I mean, like, what's the plan? Like, obviously, like in the offseason, surrounding Ja Morant. I mean, hey.
Supposedly, when they fired all like their assistants, they had hired, I guess, the dude. I forgot his name. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's the one that changed over to like the offensive system. I guess there was like some back and forth with that. I guess the Grizzlies basically got ahead. There was always rumblings that he was going to get fired, something like that, from what I've been reading.
Always for how long? Always for how long?
Like this year, they was like going into a lot of rumors about like he was going to get fired. Like since the system not his, he was forced into the system. Like he didn't have those, like weren't his assistants. So it's like it seems like the Grizzlies were already planning ahead, which they just figured out to do it now. Might as well do it now if they was going to do it anyway. That coincided with like, Ja having his quote unquote worst year, due to like the system being more free flowing and things like that. Everybody's doing things with the ball, even though I don't think that's like the best way to work. So it's always been like some internal things going on. This also like paved the way for Ja Morant potentially getting traded because that's not like that guy. That's not his like first coach. That's not like his guy. Really, they could really just pivot. They got draft picks. They could always like go get another start, things like that. So it's kind of weird, especially 9 games before like the postseason. Because like you don't know what they could have did. We obviously don't know they weren't going to win a championship, but it's like you could have seen what you had and then use those picks this year, go all out, make a big swing move and then really see what you got. Because they just been sitting on assets, instead of they just been rocking out with their homegrown talent. They could have just made a move and try to like really maximize like their roster as of right now, but it's kind of too late for that.
Can I go next?
Go ahead, yeah, go ahead. You good.
I agree with Latif. Like again, I don't know Q. I get like you've been reading on it, obviously, right? Like I understand, like, but it's like from an outsider's perspective, like this makes no sense, right? I get you're on a bad skid, right? You're there 9-14 the last 25, but again, you're 9 games going into the playoffs. It looks like you're basically just giving up on the year, right? Like again, you're in the playoff hunt, but firing your head coach 10 games out of the playoffs is like, are you just giving up on the year? Understand it's been unfortunate with how Ja's been playing right now. Jaren Jackson Jr.'s had a great year. Their rookies have been playing really well. Their role players have been playing really well. Like Memphis has a good team there. I don't understand firing Taylor Jenkins, who again, we talked about this when we were doing our little like Taylor Jenkins was a top-ish. I think he's fallen off a lot since then, but a coach of the year candidate, right? In the past couple of years, he's been a great coach of the year candidate. Did he not win one?
No,
I don't think so. No.
Was he second then? Because I thought he was like in the running, whatever. But from the outsider's perspective, Taylor Jenkins has been a good coach. I feel like he's gotten a lot out of this Memphis team when healthy. Obviously, Ja went down. They didn't do great. But, like, when healthy, this team has been good. They've been a 1 seed, a 2 seed. So this, like, was very, very confusing to me. I like Taylor Jenkins, but someone obviously should go out and get him. Washington, if that's who you're going to go get. But, like, someone go out and get Taylor Jenkins for sure. Like, I think that's, again, I don't think he's a bad coach. If it's not a system, it's not a system. But, like, again, I think he's going to go be valuable wherever he goes. The interesting thing though that Q brings up is the Ja trade rumors now, right? Like, yeah, he's not a part of this system anymore, right? This isn't his system anymore. They'll go get a coach and hopefully you can mend some sort of fences. But I mean, Jaren Jackson Jr. has been the star of the show this year, just playing great on both sides.
Well, no, they got their coach. They got their coach already.
The
interim coach is the coach that they most likely was trying to like have.
What's his name? I don't even know.
Tom something.
Right,
it's a weird. He was in the EuroLeague. The team that he had was like had the best offensive rating in the EuroLeague. I think like last year, or something like that.
I don't know. I think it's interesting. Like again, Jaren's been playing well this year. Ja's not. So if you can look off and try and get a piece for him, if you could try and rebuild, I know it's tough to bring people to Memphis, but like they still have the pieces.
Tuomas Lusala or something like that.
Okay. And like this team has parts and pieces to be a championship level team. Like they have great role players, they have depth, they have some decent contracts, you have great defense, you have some shooting. Like this team, if you put a star around it with the KD trade, if that would happen, this team would have been very, very scary as a Thunder fan. Like this team has a lot of moving pieces, and to kind of fire a head coach right now, for me, just made no sense. Obviously, if they got this bigger picture in play, more power to them, but it really made no sense to me when I saw it.
I mean, I don't think firing your head coach 9 games away for the playoffs is a smart decision in any context. I think they probably should have just waited to the offseason to do it. Maybe if they think this interim head coach gives them a higher ceiling. But the Grizzlies' problems is, I think, mostly centered around Ja Morant. I don't think this team is capable of winning the championship with a player like Ja Morant because he's not able to stay healthy. That's the most important thing. He misses time every single year. He is extremely injury prone. So that's one. Two, I don't think a player of his archetype is the best player on the championship team. He's a athletic point guard that cannot shoot the outside shot. That's not going to win you a championship. Ja Morant is not the type of player, and he would never be the type of player to be the best player on the championship team. That's pretty clear. I think his ceiling. Guns. Yeah, I think his ceiling is a number 2 on the championship team. Since like 2021, 2022 season, I don't think he's got much better at, like, as far as like adding stuff to his game. He's still not a good defender either. So historically, that archetype does not win you a championship. And so I don't really think they should be building around a player that, one, cannot stay healthy, and two, his archetype is not going to win you a championship. They need to get someone better than him. I don't know if that's possible right now, but they might have someone better than him already on the team. That might be Jaren Jackson Jr. So we might be just at the point where Triple J is the better player. I don't think you can build around him to win a championship either, though. So I don't know what their next move is going to be, but they made the right decision to not have this offense around Ja Morant because he's not good enough to have this offense around him, one. And two, he's not available. So having the lowest pick and roll frequency of his career is the smart move. It doesn't cater to his strengths, but I believe this is the best half-court offense of his career. So it's working out for them in a sense where it's like he's not playing the best, but the offense is flourishing at a level is never flourished, especially in the half court, is what I'm alluding to. The defense has fell off over the last like 25 games, which is definitely on Taylor Jenkins, but they're 9-14 over the last 2025, and I think Ja has missed like 8 to 10 of those games. So it's really hard, huh?
So has Jaren.
Yeah, it's hard to win games when your best players are missing time. So I think Taylor Jenkins definitely got scapegoated. I think a team like the Spurs should definitely be trying to hire him if Pop is not going to coach anymore. He should be one of the hottest coaches on the market. Maybe like the Pelicans, if they move up Willie Green. A few teams should be definitely trying to go after Willie Green. I mean, to Willie Green, Taylor Jenkins. If he is
Willie Green.
But go after Taylor Jenkins.
Jaden got PTSD when he said that, bro.
Yeah, I think Taylor Jenkins will definitely find a job.
Oh, okay, God. The moment you said Pelicans, he said,
yeah. Jaden, what's your take on the Ja Morant this season? The Grizzlies firing their head coach so close to the playoffs. What's your take on that?
I mean, about the firing, I was gonna say I understand it from a business aspect because you want to win games, but really, how many more? Like, let's say you keep Taylor Jenkins and you lose in the first round, and now you fire him and you got this new guy. What changes? Like, what's the ceiling for this season? Second round, maybe, possibly. Yeah. So really, you could have just did this change in the offseason. Like, if you already know who your guy is, just wait till the offseason. These guys are human beings. Like, they have morale. Taylor Jenkins has been damn near here for Jaren Jackson's whole career, Desmond Bane's whole career, Ja Morant's whole career. Like, these are human beings. So I just don't understand it. I feel like that probably messes up the morale. This is easily a change that you could have made in the offseason. When it comes to Ja Morant, I mean, I don't want to say I was a Ja Morant hater because I'm not a Ja Morant hater, but obviously his shot has never been great. He's a really good playmaker, really good at getting to the rim, finishing at the rim. But like you said, in today's game, he's a smaller guard. Like, in today's game, not being able to shoot is just going to be a hindrance. Every guard in the league can shoot, especially the star guards. So I don't know. I'm really just repeating what you're saying. But yeah, on top of him just being injury prone, it's just not going to work. So, I mean, yeah.
All right, y'all.
You think he better than Zion?
No.
Okay, thank you.
I didn't. No, I don't think that. I mean,